Hi wrestling fans, thanks for clicking on the dreaded D-Rose Report. In addition to Mr. Anderson and Jeff Hardy on February 3rd Impact, TNA also is announcing the Hulk Hogan's return that night. Darter, grow up. Unless you're a small child, but that's alright. My fault. Former WWE TNA star Val Venus, he was taken off, he's got a video on the internet ripping into Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and their friends. Look it up. The cable channel hdnet ending their relationship, like I said yesterday, with Ring of Honor in April. The sources within hdnet has informed us that there's no immediate plans to air any other wrestling shows, so they might have just washed their hands of wrestling. Mega retailer store Kmart is going to be sponsoring many of the WWE live events starting in March, which is going to be a lot of WrestleMania stuff going on. They're going to be doing in-store signings, autographs, and things like that at different stores around the country, no doubt. John Cena, he's returning to a WWE house show circuit this weekend, and it's good to sign his leg injury is no longer an injury. Cena's going to be wrestling tonight, Chattanooga, Tennessee, and on Saturday in Beaumont, Texas, which I thought he had a hip injury. What happened to that? Oh, anyway, WWE is beginning to promote Triple H's return to the ring, though, with his next scheduled match advertised for March, right in time for WrestleMania. Knew that. Triple H is going to be wrestling, of all things, Sheamus in a street fight March 19th, Madison Square Garden, so his return is imminent. Calm down. Undertaker be back probably right around the same time. They'll be going, of course, different directions, different shows. Dixie Carter announced on her Twitter she's going to be in attendance at the TNA upcoming show and tours in the UK. The rematch between TNA champion Mr. Anderson Jeff Hardy will happen on February 3rd episode of Impact. TNA officials also are considering doing away with the X Division. They were going to have a pay-per-view, nothing but X Division stuff. I don't know what their deal is with X Division. Maybe something to do with Bischoff, Hogan, who knows. There's no word on when the television would, whether they're going to scrap it all together or TNA is just going to phase it out this year, but I guess it's going. Former diva Trish Stratus. She's starring in a new action-adventure movie called Bail Enforcers, set to be released sometime in 2011. Anyway, I seen a little clip of it. Heck, Angelina Jolie, look out. She looked good in this. Kind of even looked like her. The movie is about a down-on-their-luck bounty hunters who run into trouble when they are confronted with the moral dilemma of a local mob boss wanting the team to turn in a bail jumper over to them for the price of $1 million. Trish has been posting various reviews of the movie around on her website and places, including a video containing the first look at the footage of the film. It's good quality. So, Canadian film, I guess. Announcer Jack Carpella, who handles WWE pay-per-view pre-shows, worked last night with WWE superstars of WGN America alongside Matt Striker for the SmackDown brand. They won't leave this guy alone. UFC President Dana White. Where I got Carter from? I'm thinking of you, Dixie. Who can help it? Anyway, when asked again, fanhouse.com from them about WWE, Brock Lesnar, and The Undertaker, Dana said, I had only one conversation with Vince McMahon about Lesnar versus Taker, and that I told him, Vince, no. Former WWE TNA star Kevin Nash answered a fan question on his Twitter this week about whether he's going to be taking part in the reviving of They angle in TNA. Nash, who parted ways with TNA, in the fall when after two sides were unable to agree with money. He says, I'm not going back to TNA, I'm retired. Once it leaked from TNA office that I'd signed a month ago, and I wasn't. In fact, I think I leaked it, come to think of it. Nash gave Shawn Michaels a warm congratulations earlier this week and talking about him being in the Hall of Fame in April. He said, I want to be there to see HBK's induction. He says, I'll be at HBK's Hall of Fame if I'm not shooting a film in Costa Rica for 2 months. He says, if I'm at the Hall of Fame, I'll be at Mania at least. WWE announced this evening that world champion Edge is going to be defending his title against Dolph Ziggler at Royal Rumble. Ziggler, who became #1 contender for the World Championship last week on SmackDown. Here's the updated card for so far for Royal Rumble. WWE Heavyweight Championship, or WWE Championship anyway. Miz taking on Randy Orton. Heavyweight Championship is Edge taking on Dolph Ziggler. 30-man Battle Royal for a shot at the WWE Championship or World Championship at WrestleMania 27. That's going to be going on. WWE issued a press release Thursday regarding Shawn Michaels' upcoming induction to the Hall of Fame as part of WrestleMania weekend. Many of the people in the industry, wrestling industry, have been congratulating Michael all this week. Of course, you know, Stone Cold did, which I said yesterday. Vince McMahon echoed his opinion with this endorsement that he said Shawn Michaels is the best in-ring performer in history of WWE. Induction ceremony is going to be taking place Saturday, April 2nd, Phillips Arena, Atlanta, Georgia. This evening, well, the evening before WrestleMania 27. Word going around in TNA that Generation Me got signed a new deal that runs through 2012. TNA's lockdown pay-per-view has been announced for April 17th, Orlando, Florida. TNA has canceled some live events Thursday, February 24th at Bill Ellis Convention Center in North Carolina, and offering refunds, which, yeah. All right. However, they do Impact that night from the Crown Center in Fayetteville, North Carolina. TNA Impact live that night from Fayetteville. Oh, it's going to be a live Impact. Dolph Ziggler has changed his Twitter name to @HeelZiggler. All right, let me try this again. Tyson Kidd's bodyguard, by the way, Jackson Andrews. Remember, sucker. Anyway, he's disappeared from WWE TV because he was sent back to WWE Developmental because of the feeling is he was brought up to the main roster a little too early. Andrews was planned for season's NXT next season, or this season, but wasn't put on the show for the same reason anyway. However, Raw with Kidd, he can get along with it without him, you know, without a bodyguard. He doesn't need one. I was going to show you what I bought today. Hang on a second. Hold on. Just to let you know, I'm legit. Bought the Bobby the Brain Heenan DVD. Best Buy is like $21.99. I'll let you know a little review of it later. John Cena issued an apology on his Twitter account for using the word ass on Raw last week, claiming he was fined. Oh, I think it was the week before. Claimed he was fined because of non-PG language, and Cena wrote lots of posts about my language on last night's Raw. He said, "I do apologize. It was out of line, and I was indeed fined. If I've offended anyone, it was not my intentions. I was very frustrated over being hurt and not able to compete. I lost my cool. I'm sorry. Next time, something more creative like oops, or crapper locker, or whoops, you know, kind of unlikely he'll be fined at all. In fact, just remember, Cena, ass costs. I gotta go.